Judicial Watch is critical. It is the leading organization that looks at government corruption. And we know from what we've heard about from DOJ that there is so much to be uncovered. And you guys have really been the ones who've gotten the American public aware of this, that has created the groundwork for Elon Musk to go after the federal bureaucracy, because this is bleeding the United States because of all the money leaving through corruption. Almost all of the circumstantial evidence, 99.9999%, shows that this was a pathogen that was stored or probably engineered at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. There is only one alternate explanation. That's a zoonotic transfer. And the idea is that it started in a bat in Yunnan province, more than 1,000 miles away, came through an intermediate mammal, ended up in Wuhan. Nobody has shown any of those transmission links. Everything else points to the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which is a biological weapons lab. And the pathogen, SARS-CoV-2, was actually manipulated. So I don't think that there was a zoonotic transfer. And clearly, Dr. Fauci funded this. In 2014, President Obama thought that gain-of-function research was too dangerous in the United States, so he banned federal funding of it. Fauci believed gain-of-function research was critically important. Fauci was wrong, but what he did was, he said, I don't care what the President of the United States is doing, I'm going to fund this. And so he went to essentially a Chinese biological weapons lab indirectly, through EcoHealth Alliance, a New York-based NGO. Fauci knew what he was doing. If it weren't for his funding, maybe we would not have had COVID-19. That means that Fauci is responsible in maybe a very direct way for more than 7 million deaths around the world, including 1.2 million Americans. By the way, there are 2 scientific papers published by researchers at the Wuhan Institute of Virology that describe gain-of-function research and specifically acknowledge in footnotes funding from the National Institutes of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, in other words, from Dr. Fauci. Unfortunately, Dr. Fauci has received a pardon. But one of the things about a pardon is that you have to admit guilt. Another thing about a pardon is because you can't be prosecuted, it means you have to testify. And I hope the Justice Department calls Dr. Fauci before some sort of grand jury so that he be forced to talk about exactly what happened.